Hello, guys. Welcome to another edition of Beat Banter. I'm Ashwin Babu Rao, representing Beatworks Studio from Bangalore. And today I'm joined by a very good friend of mine and a great producer, David Grania, who is all
Hello.
the way from Spain. So, without further ado, David, tell us what have you been up to the last couple of months?
Hello, how are you doing, guys? I'm so happy to be here talking with you. Last months were very nice to me, honestly. I mean, I had the time to spend doing things and learning a lot at home because you can always learn from others. And it was a nice time to learn so much stuff, honestly. How about you?
I've had a good time as well. It's been the same for me. The studio was closed, so we were just,
Mhm.
discovering things, rediscovering new things. So, on that note, what are some of the new things that you've learned in this little time? Could you share that with us?
I have been making music for almost not almost 20 years, and the thing is I don't know so much about music itself, you know. I mean, I never learned music theory and never learned piano, and everything I learned it was like do it yourself, you know. And I had the time to learn and search and begin to know more about how music works. Honestly, I don't know so much, but I beginning to learn more because it's in the electronic music industry. There's a lot of people that don't know nothing about music, as I am, you know. Even if you are doing music, but the music is more than that, and I'm understanding many things, which is I think is very very good.
Beautiful. It's always never too late to learn. But
Of
on that
course.
note, you are starting your first masterclass with us, which we are all
Yeah.
very excited about in about a week's time. So you guys have probably already seen the videos. If you haven't, check it out. Enroll for it. It's a great class, especially if you want to learn how to make techno. And David is going to show us some of his most revered techniques pertaining to that. So, David, what can one expect to learn in this class from you?
Well, as I said in the video, is the way I do my music. I'm not a proper teacher. I mean, I'm a producer who can teach everybody the way I do the things from the beginning to the end. I mean, everything I can give to anybody. I mean, from the kick to the mixing, mastering, on everything related with a build of a track. I can show you. So that's it. That's the way David make his music, and I hope I can help anybody with this course.
Yeah, absolutely, David. There are lots of big fans of you in India, and people were very excited when we announced the course. They're like, where do I sign up? And so we're definitely looking forward to that. Now, let's talk a little bit about some of your music. What have you got in the next few coming months? And let's hear about some of that.
Okay, last week I have released my last remix for Andrea Signori and Mari. It has been released on Orange Recordings, and it was easy to make the remix because the original track was super nice, and the relationship with the original artist and the label was nice. They are making good promotion, so for me it's more than enough. And next month, I'm releasing a new EP on Octopus Black Label, and it's going to be with my friends Doc and Martin, and it's going to be released. I think it's July the 10th, but I'm not strictly sure, but I think it's the 10th. And after that, probably at the last week of July, I'm releasing my most awaited EP on Fields on Acid, which I think is one of the goals I had from time ago, and now I get it. So I'm happy, very very happy for it. And after that, I'm releasing an EP on Codex on the Spartak label. And also for the next year, I'm gonna release an EP on Analytic Trade from Marc Antonio. And I have some stuff pending, but I don't know, want to say more because I'm not sure if I'm gonna release it or not, because you need to sign the contracts before saying things, because sometimes you say things and finally it doesn't
Doesn't
happen. So
happen.
let's
I
better
know.
to wait. And the thing I'm working the most right now is in my forthcoming album. It's in the beginning of the process. I don't know if it's the beginning, because I've been working hard in it for the last 2 years, but I am not brave enough to release it because it's never good enough. But I have maybe like 15 tracks, maybe not finished yet, but I have like the structure of the album and the idea. So let's see if in the coming months I finally can finish it, but we'll see. I don't know, labels and stuff, and I just want to be myself and not keep thinking in labels before releasing the music, because uh, if you are doing that, you are not thinking in yourself, you are thinking on the labels, and it's the mistake I have made many times. So let's see.
That's very good advice because, when you start thinking about where it's going to go out, that of course alters the direction of what you do with your music completely.
Yeah,
So, is this your first studio album that you're going to be releasing, right?
yeah, yeah.
So, what was your
Yes.
motivation behind the album? What can we expect to hear in the album? Do you think we can get a preview of some tracks right now, maybe?
Yeah, yeah. Actually,
Beautiful.
I have prepared something for you. I think it's gonna be fast because I don't want to don't want
Reveal.
to unveil many
Yes.
of the tracks,
Hmm.
but probably you can hear something. Of course, I'm a big fan of movies, and I'm trying in this album to get an approach to the movie sound. I'm a big fan of big
Hans Zimmer.
composers. Yeah, and of course, Hans Zimmer is the master. When in the
For
beginning
sure.
of the conversation, I told you we don't know nothing about music. I mean, me. But for example, if you compare, actually, if I compare myself with Hans Zimmer, I'm like microbio or something like that. And yes, the thing is, I love the music for films, and my intention is probably not make music for films, which I would love, but it's related with that. I like opera as well, and classical music. So I think it's a combination of my electronic dance music side, and that part of my myself that nobody knows. So let's see if the people likes. We'll
Okay,
see.
let's hear some.
Okay, let's check.
So I'm going to put my mic on mute so you guys can hear this nice and clear.
Okay, let's see. You can listen. That's all. Okay. Another one. just a bit.
That was some wonderful stuff. We are
Really?
very excited to hear that and see the music when it comes out.
Probably you are not the first, but the beginners of the ones who is listening the this kind of album, you know.
Okay,
So
so we are the first people to preview this album for you guys. So I
something
hope
like
you
that.
guys enjoyed listening to that. So yeah, you can put your screen share off so we can go
Okay.
back into our questions.
Okay. Where are you right now?
Down, you find it down maybe.
And now I don't know how to come back.
One
Mm-mm.
minute. You will find the option down on your Zoom window for where you started the screen
Okay.
share, right? Yeah,
Okay.
you
Okay. Okay.
just click
Okay.
that to stop. Yeah, it's usually very confusing when you screen share and you see your own screen in front of you. But
Okay.
so
Let me check.
yeah.
Now it's okay.
No, I can still see your screen.
All right. Let me check.
Wait, I
Mm,
can stop it for you as well. Let me do
okay.
that for you. Stop participant sharing.
Now it's okay.
Yeah, we are out of screen share.
Mm.
So, what is the way that you go about writing your music? Because you talk about the fact that you don't use music theory and you just
Yeah.
approach it. So, it's definitely something where you sort of go by the mood, right? You know,
What do you mean? I didn't
so
understand
it's a
that's
good
part.
question for a lot of our audience who must
Yeah.
be wondering if you don't study music, how do
Mhm.
you go about composing a theme or a mood within your music, right? So, tell us a
Okay.
little bit about that.
Okay. I think I have tried from the very beginning to learn harmony,
Mhm.
which is it is not easy, but at the moment you are beginning to learn how it works, you can do tracks simples, but you can do so much stuff, and it's what I was doing for a long time. Then you begin to know scales and many other things, and you need to make you are making your music more complex than before, and that's great. And I just try to follow my intuition when I was trying making music. um, Obviously at the beginning it was not easy because you barely can do a chord on the piano, but right now I can do it, and I'm trying to follow different scales and put the things a step up, you know. But I don't know, maybe the inspiration comes from, like I said, cinema and other artists and labels, obviously. But I try to make music, and that's it. I don't think so much. And probably it was a mistake, because if you learn musical theory, everything is going to be much easier for anyone who is beginning, or to anyone who has been making music for 20 years, which is my case. And I honestly I'm learning so much right now.
Do you think it also comes from the fact of listening to a lot of music, right? That is
Yeah.
a very important factor. I mean, even if you don't know, there's so much that you learn from making music. So, on that note, let's talk about some of your biggest influences musically that you've been listening to.
I mean, I think Mike Oldfield was one of the artists I heard from when I was a child, because
Dire
my father,
Straits,
yeah,
of
as well,
course.
because my Dire Straits, and I don't know, there's a lot of bands my father was listening when I was a child. And
Mhm.
then I don't know, Michael Jackson, and then after that I was hearing metal bands like Pantera, Sepultura, and Fear Factory, then the Prodigy, the Chemical Brothers,
Yeah.
and that kind of
Some
stuff.
headbanging, yeah. Mhm.
And after that, I don't know, Oscar Mulero, Christian Varela, Ben Sims, Jeff Mills, and many other artists. I was listening to techno at the early 2000, and I don't know. You make Valentino Cantiani, Trente Moller. Right now, for example, Cosmic Boys, Victor Ruiz, Enrico San Giuliano, Web. I don't know. plenty
So
of
much. There's
artists,
so
so
much.
much,
Yeah.
so much,
Yeah.
so much. The inspiration can come the moment you press a button on Beatport, so that's it.
Beautiful. Yeah. I mean, we have a lifetime to listen to music, but we cannot listen to all the music in our
It's
lifetime.
impossible. It's impossible.
Let's talk a little bit about softwares and plugins. So you are an FL Studio user, and you've been using FL Studio for a very long time, right? Like
Like
since you
15
started,
years or 14,
15
yeah.
years,
Yeah. No, because at the beginning I was doing music with Roland MC 303. Then I
right?
spent like 3, 4, 5 years, and then I discovered FL Studio,
Hmm.
and I realized that the possibilities was bigger than with an MC, and that was
Yep.
my adventure.
So, what are some of your favorite plugins and softwares that you like, to use in your music? So, let's talk about that.
Right now, for example, I'm using Contact a lot because I think it's probably the most important plugin right now, because you can find almost wherever you want, if you can imagine. I mean, for example, if you want to try this I don't know, Asian instrument, or this I don't know, New Zealand percussion, you can find that there's a lot of labels that
Libraries. Yeah.
libraries, and there's a lot, and you can find whatever you want. The sound is awesome, and usually before it was like kind of a rumpler, but right now it's kind of a synth. It has everything. And what can I say better regarding content? Everybody who can taste it could say the same as I'm saying right now. um, and after that, I would say I'm using so much the D16. For example, the distortion decimort, I'm using it a lot. And PSP,
Vintage
Oxford.
warmer. Right.
Yeah, Vintage Warmer is one of my favorite plugins since the very beginning. And actually, I have my hard drive was broken, so, and I was using a 32 bits Windows, and the moment the hard drive broke, I need to reinstall the new one, and now it's 64. And at the beginning I thought there was no PSP Vintage Warmer 64, and I was using it bridge, but finally I find the 64, so I'm very happy to be using the PSP.
Yeah, and it's such an old plugin, right? And it
Yeah,
still sounds amazing.
very, very old. I'm sure there's a lot of new plugins which sounds much better than
But
PSP
you're
Vintage One.
comfortable with it. You know how it works,
But
and that's what
I
is
think an
important.
old fashioned, it's kind of that.
Yeah, it's more about knowing things that you're comfortable with than, try. But have you discovered any cool new plugins lately? Something, that is different, new that you've come across?
New but old. I mean, for example, I using this EQ emulation from Waves. Is they called API 2500
Yeah, yeah,
B,
yeah.
A and B, as one is a stereo and the other is one in mono, and sounds amazing, amazing. I mean, to give some character and details to this sounds, it's very, very nice, and I really love it. I'm using it in so much sounds right now.
Yeah, the API 2500 is pretty dope,
Yeah, yeah.
the Waves bundle. And
Mhm.
what is like one of your favorite maybe delay and reverb plugins? Because that's one of the things we use in techno so much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right now, Sound Toy Seiko Boy is working very good, and for example, Valhalla Rever, it works good as well. But I know I have plenty from Lexicon and Eventide as well. I don't remember the names because there's a
Yeah,
lot,
yeah,
and
yeah, sure.
sometimes I don't know which one to use. But I have been using this river from I don't remember the name of the house, but it's a liquid verb. It's
Hmm.
super old, and that is just in 32 bits. I'm old fashioned, like I said.
Yeah.
And right now, working with 64 bits, everything is bridge, and it works very good because it's like brilliant river, and it's not like super big like like the Bantala-ish, the Valhalla-ish, and this is working very good, and it's what I'm working a lot with it.
Super, fantastic. So, guys, just so you know, David makes all of his music inside the box, uses no synthesizers, no outboard gear.
Yeah.
You can go listen to some of his music. In fact, you've had like such a diverse sound through your career, where your sound has evolved at every step and come so far. So, for those of you that are watching, go over to his SoundCloud, listen to his music, Spotify, whatever you prefer. Let's talk about some fun stuff now, David. Let's
Okay.
talk about is your favorite color black? Because if that is, let's skip that question.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I would go for gray, I think, but I'm not.
Not too far away from black. I could go for gray,
Black, gray,
but
white are my colors. That in clothes, but for example, if I need to paint a wall, you
Mhm.
can see that's gray, but I like others, like gray green or something.
Oh man. Okay, let's talk
Yeah.
about your favorite Indian food. The last time that you were here, you
Uh,
thoroughly enjoyed the spice that we got in India, right?
butter
So,
chicken. Butter
butter
chicken
chicken.
is amazing. I love it, man.
Did
I
you try
was
to cook it sometime?
Yeah,
I remember you telling me.
like three or four, not so much. And
Mhm.
I have cooked it for my friends because when I was there in Bangalore, I bought like a lot of species, and I was cooking Indian food. Not so much, less than I would like, but honestly, I love Indian food.
Okay, beautiful. Until you come back to India again and whenever we can all travel.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, do you read books?
Yeah.
What is a good book that you can recommend to us?
Uh, Anyone from John Verdon or I don't know. I don't know the English name for the books because honestly, I'm reading the books in Spanish,
Ah, yes.
and in English I don't know exactly the name because normally it changed the name in English and then.
What is it
Uh,
about? Maybe that make
uh,
people curious.
it's like policy like mysterious police stuff, like police
Okay.
detective stuff and that kind of
Crime stuff.
crime stuff. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if I have a problem or something, but it kind of relaxes me when I go to bed to see some documentary about serial killers or something. I don't know why. Don't tell me why, but I really like that kind of stuff. I'm
Okay.
sure I'm not a killer, but I really like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean the crime shows are amazing. Like they keep you really hooked on. I totally feel you. What's a good show then? Any show that
Yeah.
you can recommend to us?
Probably a lot, but Mindhunter is amazing.
Oh yeah, great show, great show.
It's
Also, there's this Spanish show called Bitter Daisies. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, actually, you don't know
Fantastic
this. You
show.
don't know this, but that show is from my hometown.
Ah,
It's a Galician documentary. Actually, the original language is Galician, which is
okay.
I mean, it's not weird because I live here in Galicia. For me, it's not weird, but for Spanish people and for other countries people, it's weird because normally our language is not. Destined to be outside Galicia, but it is, and I'm so happy for it. It's very
Yeah,
nice.
great show,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
You must definitely watch that.
Mhm.
What would be your dream synthesizer? If there's a synthesizer that you could own, what would that
Mm,
be?
mm,
Or
uh,
okay, let's say your dream gear. Forget synthesizer. Anything in the world that you could have.
uh, I would love to have these big speakers from Genelec. I know you know
The
the
ones that
ones
you
who.
put inside the wall. The
Yeah,
far field.
that one's is like 40,000 each, or no, super expensive, and I can put it here because it barely can get it inside this room. But I would love to have that kind of speakers.
What is a favorite place in the world that you would love to go to?
Right now, I would love to go to Japan. And no, no, not strictly necessary is to go to Tokyo, but anywhere in Japan. I love Iceland as well, and I would love to go. Any place is good to go because I'm sure you can learn and see so much stuff in any country. So
Yeah,
I
and
love to
maybe
travel.
learn
Yeah.
some cooking and cuisines from there and come back home
Yeah,
and
yeah,
make
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, Japanese
yeah,
food is
yeah,
so good, so
yeah.
good,
I
so
know
good.
you. I see you. You have met me in India, and you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, David, that was wonderful catching up with you, talking about your new album and a bunch of other things. So, for those of you that are tuned in, if you're interested in the David Grania Masterclass, just write us a message on Facebook, Instagram, and we will give you all the details that you need. It's also available on the website. So, David, take care until we see you on the screen again for the classes. I
Okay.
wish you all the best. It was a great time chatting with you.
You too, man. Say hi to everybody in the Beatworks team, and I hope to see you more than soon.
Yes, sir. Goodbye and signing off.
Bye bye.